Hi guys, it's Gareth here, aka Rookie, and welcome to the concert challenge. I saw this on YouTube and I thought, oh, this is a tag video that basically suits me right down to the ground. So here we go. Question 1, awkward moment at a show. There's been quite a lot of awkward moments at shows. I think probably one of the most awkward moments in the show happened when I went to see Dirty Youth, who was followed by I Divide, and after party. Basically, Tom was getting ready to go on stage from I Divide, the lead singer, and basically I went to say hello to him. He was like, hi, and I felt really awkward just trying to talk to him like that. And it was like he obviously using his space, to get ready, and I was like trying to, yeah, that's the most awkward moment I ever had. Sorry, Tom, about that. I really didn't mean to put you out of your space. Funniest moment at a show. That's not, well, it is kind of funny. I went to a gig just recently where basically it was in a small little pub, and basically there were people crowd surfing and leaving footprints on the ceiling. I thought that was really funny because basically this pub was not prepared for the gig, and it was just basically the landlord probably will never have bands like that play ever again, because basically we almost trashed the place. It was really good. It was a really good gig with footprints on the ceiling. It was brilliant. Yeah, that's funny. Happiest moment at a show. Actually, this one that happened sort of back in November. Basically, I was on the Ultra Sky tour, basically, and my favourite runner-up were up performing in London, which was amazing set they had there. And basically, Ryan from Ultra Sky basically came up. Basically, the two of us basically stood at the front together, just jumping in, and just having an amazing time. It just we just seemed to be on sync that night, and it was he was just amazing, he just hang out with me, and it was just amazing, just jumping up and down and having an amazing time. I was so happy after that moment. It was just really, really good, just to someone to show that's kind of wow, someone who would performance. I know I've been to every gig and everything like that, but it was just great, really great. Worst moment at a show. This happened also back in November. Basically, it was at the Day to Remember gig in Portsmouth when the guy basically jumped from the balcony. Basically, I heard that he's actually died now, but basically he jumped and basically landed on his neck. Yeah, I don't even dwell on it. It was that image still stuck in my head of his neck. But yeah, favourite show you've ever been to? Actually, that was back at the Electric Circus in Edinburgh when I went to see Ultra Sky. That gig was totally insane. Three amazing bands playing. It was just an amazing energy that night. It was such an electric feeling. I really loved that gig. That was probably my favourite show that I've ever been to. Worst show you've ever been to? There have been a few. And the worst one was probably when I see Amongst Thieves and Omaha play in basically a varsity pub. No offense to those guys were trying their best, but it's just the venue itself was so terrible that basically the show wasn't really its best. I got their CD. Obviously I've got downloads, but they are a good bands, and you ever get to see Omaha or Amongst Thieves, I would recommend doing it. They're really good, really good bunch of guys, but that venue just ruined their night. They should never have played there. Nicest band member you ever met? Rich from Ultra Sky. He's an amazing guy. I think the world of him. Basically, the first ever gig I went to see them, he came and talked to me, and he's talked to me at every gig since I've gone to. Basically, he's an amazing guy. I mean, I came up to Scotland to come and see them for the first time. It was he knew I was coming. He made sure he'd come and see me and hi. And then the second gig when I came up to see them in Scotland, he was waiting on the door for me to show up so he could say hi to me. So that guy is the nicest band member you will ever meet. He's an amazing guy. Rudest band member you ever met? Andrew WKD. Yeah, I saw him back when I was in uni. He's the complete biggest cock you will ever meet. He may be chilled out now, but he was when I met him, he was the biggest knob ever. And he knows what he did at DMU that night, which pissed every single member of staff I was working, because I was actually working, and that's how I used to go to a lot of gigs. I used to get them free because they played with DMU, or I'd work them to get them free. So there's kind of a quota system going. If you work some, then you get it free to some others. And basically I met him, and he was a complete cock. Worse. Hopefully he's a lot better than he used to be. But yeah, he was a complete cock, basically. Funniest band member you ever met? There's quite a few of them. Josh Stagg. Basically, he's the drummer in Mathematics. He's a funny as shit. That guy is. He's really, really funny. It's cracking jokes. Some of them are a bit of a scare, as they would say, but yeah, he's really funny guy. Really funny guy. Makes a lot of jokes, and it made me laugh a lot when I saw those guys play. Bands you've seen most live. Well, that's all Sky easily by a long mile. Actually, not that by that much. Actually, Foe I've seen quite a lot of times. Actually, catching them up quite a lot. But yeah, it's all Sky is the one band I've seen. I think I've seen them 17 times, and I've seen Foe 15 times. So yeah, it's quite close actually. That is. Band you are dying to see live. Want to see a lot of bands live, but currently at the moment the bands I am really dying to see are the Hype Theory, because I've only heard them doing acoustic. I'd like to see them do a proper live set. White Clouds and Gunfire, I really want to see them live. Eva Plays Dead and Someday I, who I've been trying to see live forever and ever. So they're bands I'm really dying to see. Also want to see Never Rise play live as well. But if I choose out of all those bands, I think someday I, because the ones I've been wanting to see for so long. So yeah, that's the band I'm dying to see the most. Bands you like a lot more after the shows. Well, it's got to be Alter Sky, because they're amazing guys anyway. After the shows, before the shows. But a band I saw play and then liked them better after the show as well is probably Mathematics again, because the bunch of the guys in there are amazing guys. They're really cool guys, really nice to talk to. Those guys sort of won me over with their personalities. Really, they're amazing guys. Definitely worth a talk to after a show. Band you dislike a lot after the show, Artful Dodger. Quite easily. I remember back in uni, complete and absolute bleeps. I was going to say cunt, but I never said cunt, never mind. Yeah, I just really didn't like them. I mean, I thought when I was at uni, their music was like, yeah, that's cool, Alpha Dodger, yeah, Alpha Dodger, really good music, yeah. And then when I saw them live, they were alright, I suppose. For the first time they didn't actually play. That's a long story, but why not tell it? Basically, they were meant to play at DSU, basically Dunmop Student Union. Building's gone, but not forgotten. They basically went into play, and basically someone set off the fire alarm, so basically they turned up and then just fucked off again, basically didn't play the show, which then meant there was a big trouble outside, because basically people wanted refunds for a gig that never happened, and then there wasn't basically the police had to be called to basically clear the crowd. It was a big thing in Leicester at the time, and then basically they came and played the Student Union Ball as a compensation to say sorry, but basically they were still complete and absolute, really not people I would want to speak to after a show. Favourite song you've seen live? Buck Rogers by Feeder. That's probably the best song I've ever seen live. It was amazing live. But you can never see that lineup again. It was amazing. Like I said, it was really good to hear that live. Song you love but was played horrible. There's been a few. So the band was I Am the Envy. They did a cover of basically American Idiot. I think it was American Idiot anyway. It was terrible. Really wish they hadn't done it. It was awful live. Worst moment with another fan. When I was queuing up to go and see Tonight Alive, was it in Coventry? Basically, I went there early to make sure I get to the front, and basically all the fans that were there in the queue, no one talked to me, so I stood by myself in the queue. It was really upsetting. No one actually talking to me. I thought Tonight Alive fans were really nice bunch of people, but not one of them talked to me at all during that queuing period. That was horrible. Best moment with another fan, that was with Anna. Was basically in the Edinburgh, Glasgow gig recently in in November, when Alter Sky played on their tour. Basically, I don't know many people, so I go to gigs to go myself, and basically she went out of her way to make me feel welcome, talk to other people, and basically brought me into their group, and she was amazing. Basically, thank you, Anna. You're an amazing person. That's probably the best experience with a fan. Best pre-moment show. This kind of goes with a bad moment as well. I went to see Alter Sky. I'm going to talk a lot about them because I've gone to see them a lot. Basically, I went to see them in Manchester on that same tour, and I wasn't going to go to Newcastle the next day because I had to go to work, which I was really upset about. And then Carl was there, who I've met previously on another gig, and basically he cheered me up no end. Amazing guy, love that guy to pieces. Thank you for that, by the way, Carl. Basically, that was probably my best pre-show when I've gone from being so down in the dumps to then him basically picking me up and making me feel like amazing. Worst pre-show moment. Yeah, it probably was when I went to go and see A Day to Remember, trying to just queuing up to get into that gig, and basically no one talking to me again, and basically just trying to get into that gig, and when it was tipping down ring, because it was absolutely soaked to the bone. It was not and anything else. That's just the worst pre-gig moment. I really didn't like it. Favorite venue to attend has to be the Joyous here in Southampton. I've been there the most. Really amazing venue, really nice. Nice place, really good sound system. I love that place to bits. It's quite a good place to go and see music. Worst venue to attend. Discounting the Varsity pub, because that wasn't really a venue. Discounting that, the worst place I've been in recent memory that I can remember. Has to be the Sanctuary in Basingstoke, because basically they wouldn't let the bands couldn't have the music to the right levels, so everything was a bit quieter than it should be, and it just didn't sound right. That's probably the worst venue to attend, and I'm actually going to another gig there as well. Cheapest ticket you ever paid? £1. I paid to go and see the 4 bands playing, and I don't really remember any of the 3 bands, but I went there because This Wildlife were playing. It was back in January 2014, so a year ago. And £1 to go and see them, and it was an amazing gig to hear them see them play. And for only £1 as well, it was a bargain. It was probably one of the best gigs I've ever been to. That was at the Amydale here in Southampton. Most expensive ticket you paid for? I think it was £35 for see Blur on their singles tour. This is back in 2000, so 14 years ago, and so that's quite a lot in today's money. That'd probably be about £50. That's most I've ever paid for a ticket, but it was worth it. It was an amazing gig. First show we ever went to, I went to see Travis play the DMU again, Demont Student Union, Building God But Not Forgotten. Basically I went there with a friend Mike. Basically he wanted someone to go to the gig with, and I said I'll go, and basically I've been going to gigs ever since, apart from that 10-year gap when I didn't go to any shows. That's a long story. That's a story for another video. But yeah, that was probably that was the first gig I went to go and see Feeder, and I was 18 at the time when I went to my first gig. So were you lucky people to go to gigs younger than that? You lucky bastards. How many shows have you been to? When I went to 39 last year, I've already been to 2 this year. I've been to somewhere in the region of probably 500 gigs in my lifetime. No, probably less than that. Probably let's say 300 gigs in a lifetime. I think. Yeah. So about that, it's quite a lot of gigs. The last show I went to was at the Winchester Gate. I went to see Foes, Nathan Detroit and Actions. I don't know why mathematics on my brain now. So that's the last gig I went to see those 3 guys play Winchester Gate. Really good gig. I really enjoyed myself. It was always good to see Foes. Very nice bunch of guys as well. Biggest pet peeve of show: waiting in between bands. When you go to a gig by yourself and you've got no one to talk to, especially when you're not drinking as well because you're driving, the bits between each band is probably the worst bit of a show, because you're basically not talking to anyone. You're basically there, and especially if there's no Wi-Fi, then you can't even go on your phone. And if you're like me, you go to these shows and you decide to record them as well or take photos, then you got to save your battery so you can't actually use it to go on the internet. So yeah, the bits in between when the bands play, that's probably my least favourite, especially a show when I got to drive to, so I can't drink. Break your own water. Who would be on your list? Oh, Jesus. This Wildlife, Day to Remember, Tonight Alive, We Are the In Crowd, Bare Truth, who I'm seeing soon. We Are the what's that name? New Year's Day, Stitch Apart. Signals, Foes, White Clouds and Gunfire, Someday I Divide, Alter Sky, my favourite runner-up, Leopards, Def FM. So this goes on as you can see. Favorite people to take to a show. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, I go to a lot of shows by myself because I don't really have any friends. So I'm going to choose people I've met at shows that I've met more than once in a show and have been really nice people. So Ali, Carl, Anna, Beth, Josh, and Mike, who I used to go to gigs a lot with in uni, who I rarely see these days. I need to get in contact with him actually. Maybe meet him at a gig or something. Best after show moment was at the end of the Ultra Sky tour in November. Basically, when I saw, basically it was an after party which I was invited to, which is amazing to hang around with those guys and my favourite runner-up and have more than a few drinks, and it was really good just to see those guys. But obviously, yeah, that was probably the one. Yeah, that was the best moment I've ever had after a gig. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I tag every single one of you who are watching this to this, and I'm also going to tag a few bands. I'm going to tag Foes, Alter Sky, Signals, and yeah, I'll tag those three bands. Those three bands can do this tag. As always, guys, have fun.